everybody. It is Joanna Phillips with Let's Talk About It. And
Tammy Warner.
happy Thursday. Not sure this will get up today. Have a busy day. We're a little late this week. Tammy just got back from vacation.
Yes, I had a lovely, lovely time.
Awesome.
Could have stayed longer, but happy to get home in my own bed because we did an Airbnb this time. And
It's not the same.
no,
Okay, as always, like, share, follow. Thank you for all of your support. Thank you for being
absolutely.
here. Um, We are working on quite a few things right now in the background. They're actually time-consuming things. So looking forward to get that all out. I just, and I want to just say something. I'm struggling with people want to come on the podcast, but they're afraid to come on the podcast. And it's unfortunate.
Yes.
It's unfortunate. Why are they afraid?
They're afraid they'll get the same sort of tension at them because Lord knows what we do, what we say, what we post is picked right apart.
And then regurgitated with misinformation.
Mm-hmm.
It's
And
my
all I can
favorite.
say about that is what I said in my own personal post on my page. And I believe, and I'm not speaking for Joanna, but I believe she would feel the same way. We do not align anyone. We only align with right over wrong. That's it. That's it. It has nothing to do with anything but whether it's right or it's wrong.
Hmm.
And if people are thinking otherwise, well, then that's a you problem.
Well, and I think the other problem is, and I think we talked about this on the last podcast, is people will interpretate things to meet their narrative, even though it's not how it's represented by us. We knew this going into it.
Yep.
So, yeah, so the struggle's real. But we have lots of stuff going on in the background. A few people I need to get back to. So I'm looking forward to that because if things go the way I think they're going to go, that we hope they're going to go, is we're going to be doing a segment. We're going to be doing I'm not going to tell you what it's about, but we're going to be maybe once a week, maybe once a month, not sure. We have to line that up with this person. So stay tuned on that. Um, but yeah, we're working on some things. And
Yep.
I'm also doing some research on some things that I think might be coming up in the election next year that might be on the ballot, which is the county executive. So I have been, and we'll get to that. I've been talking to other supervisors, town supervisors, in counties that are working under a county executive and are around the same size as us, as well as other supervisors in other towns. But
To keep it, within the scope of our town versus, you want to
yeah,
have that kind of in an equal.
so stay tuned for that future conversation. Um, all right, let's get to it. Let's talk about the park. They are making progress. I have been up there a
They
couple of
are.
times in the last week, just checking things out. Because
Hmm.
if I'm gonna go out, I might as well just do the full loop.
Right? Might as well.
Because I don't get out much, so just do the full loop. It does not appear
Who
that it will be done before the summer youth program starts.
would have thunk?
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, I think we kind of expected that. There was a special town board meeting, maybe Monday this week. My days are all messed up. I thought it was Wednesday. I got a 9-year-old saying, "No, gee, it's Thursday." I'm like, "No, it's not." She goes, "You never know what day it is. You always think it's Friday."
I'm all confused too.
I thought today was Wednesday. I didn't realize that tomorrow's Friday. Even harder to believe, July 4th is next weekend.
I know.
Is that correct? Am I correct on
I
that?
is it
What's the date today?
the 25th? No. Yeah, the 25th.
Yeah, so the July 4th is next weekend.
Eva's birthday party is
Wow.
the 5th. We're doing her birthday party on the 5th.
Yes, and there is also a historical society thing going on at the park on the 5th. I will be
Yes. Yep.
there. I believe I'm going to be helping read something. I think it's the Declaration. Listen to me.
I
I
was
don't even
going to
know what
say,
I'm doing.
was it the Declaration you
I
were
think
talking
it's the Declaration of
about? I'm
Independence. I
going to
gotta,
agree with you on that because that's what clicked into my head. So you must have said that.
yeah, so I'm gonna get with Meg on that. There's lots of things going on next weekend. So also, real quick, and yes, I'm squirreling, but this kind of has to do with the park. Little League
Little League. If you get a chance, Saturday is the championship
this
game
Saturday, not
this
the 4th,
Saturday
this Saturday.
at Shafford Park. And let me tell you, when I tell you these kids played their hearts out, these kids play. I have never, they played, but the last two games at the park went till 9 o'clock at night.
What time did they start?
They started at 6.
Holy crap.
I mean, these kids busted their tail and they gave everybody one heck of a game, both times, both times. I mean, well earned, and what an adrenaline rush it was for me. And as well for Jeremy. I mean, what a great
That's
game.
really late for Jeremy.
Yes, it is. And he's so glad that he he only got 2 hours of sleep that night, but he was glad he went. So if you get a chance, the championship game is Saturday with the closing ceremonies to follow.
What
Really
time?
come out and cheer these kids on because when I say they work their butts off, these kids work their butts off and they really, they make it a good game, a
What
good game.
time?
The game at start 12 to 2 is the game scheduled for Saturday, and then the closing ceremonies will follow. So
12
get
to
out there and
2.
support these kids because again, they are the future of our community. They're the future in general, not just our community. Um, and you have no idea how much the input from the people to these kids when they're playing, how much it helps them
Pumps them
and
up. It's got to pump
oh
them
my
up.
gosh, it does. The smiles and the adrenaline in them. I mean, the one kid when he came over in our game and he did the home run, that one score, we just needed that one score to break that tie, and he hit home plate and we all lit up and he come running right across the fence line, Colton, pounding his chest and jumping. It was adorable. It really was. I mean, you couldn't, didn't matter if it was your kid, not your kid, your team, not your team. You couldn't help but be excited.
That's awesome. So
It's
that is
well
this
worth the view.
Saturday,
Yes, this
which
Saturday,
is,
12
I
to
don't even
2.
have any idea what today's date is. I'm going to guess it's the 25th.
Today's the 25th, yes.
So it's the 27th.
Yep, 12 to 2. So it won't be a late one like the last few games have been. So it'll be nice and early in the day. If you got plans, you'll still have, the day ahead of you. It's a good way.
Awesome.
Good way to spend some time.
So, as we said, it doesn't look like that the playground will be ready before the summer youth program starts. In the special meeting of the town board on, again, I think it was Monday, Grasshopper has asked for an additional $10,000 because the depths needed to be deeper and wider in some areas, and I believe it's mostly under the swings.
So now we are exactly at half a
See, I
million
can't remember
dollars.
what we said the original number was, and I
490, I believe it was.
or something close to it. So yeah,
So we're at a half a million.
yeah, hmm yeah. There's also 3 dumpsters in front of the pavilion, which
Yes, we saw those.
I'm assuming it's for the garbage from the surface that's going to be put down.
Jeremy's like, what do they need? Because he was even like 3 dumpsters for that.
That's
But
a lot of stuff, and I think it's all 5-gallon buckets. So I don't know how they're going to pour
true.
that, but we'll see. But I do believe that they are being moved.
They
Um,
should be moved. If people are renting the pavilion, they don't want to look at 3 dumpsters
and
sitting
I
in
think
front of
there
it.
is a rental this weekend, but I'm not. Maybe it's the Little League. Are they doing the
Maybe because
syrup
the closing ceremonies are going to happen. So
at the
maybe it
Will
is.
it be at the pavilion?
I don't know, but I'm guessing because it's going to be at the park. I'll
Yeah.
double check on that.
So there is a rental this weekend, and the summer youth program starts on Monday, I believe. I'm also curious, and again, I still have not done this email because it's a giant email, and I have just been all over the place for the last week and a half in my head. So, the product, is there a waiting time on the product? Does it have to set? How long does it take to
Right.
cure? All kinds of things about that product that I have
I
questions
sent an
about.
email, but I've received no, but not about that.
Oh, what? We never mind. I know what the email is about. Yeah, that. Comprehensive Plan Committee. The survey summary is now up on the town's website, along with all of the comments. There's another document that has all of the comments that were in those surveys, and those comments were not changed. Those were exact verbiage. The summary, I think, was, in my opinion, even though there was only 270 responses, I think it's a pretty good balance
Hmm.
of the community as a whole. So I think it was a pretty good balance. Having said that, and I think I mentioned this before, Comprehensive Plan Committee is going to be meeting with small groups to get more input, which is like, West Lebanon, the Democrats, the Republicans, the LVPA, the seniors, the Women's Club, the Legion, um, some committees, the PTA, all kinds of people. I'm begging you, people who did not fill out the survey, and then there'll be one big community one too. I will be at some of those, and there will be, a note taker and like a moderator, whatever. And there's just some questions. I'm begging everyone to get out as to these so we can get a bigger picture.
Yep.
And now that I am on the comprehensive plan committee, I'm going to harass the hell out of you about it. Just saying. So it's really
And if you've
important.
never been harassed,
Yeah, don't make me come to your house. Probably not going to happen. I probably won't come to your house.
getting out the blow
Um,
up costumes.
I know. If you see a blow up dinosaur knocking on your door, it's us. Don't laugh because we've talked about it.
Yeah.
We have talked about it. So it's really important because the Comprehensive Plan Committee is putting things together for the future of the town, which kind of brings us into our next conversation. So this isn't my word. I'm going to use somebody that's more politically correct. There is this between the locals and the transplants. Again, not my
Big,
word. That's
big
somebody else's
disconnect.
word.
Yes. Very
People
big
that move
disconnect.
here.
Yeah.
And, you know, and Tammy and I have talked about this so many times, right?
Both sides are guilty in it. Both
Right.
sides are guilty
So,
in it.
for
I've,
example, right, walking out of the community forum, the first community forum meeting, there is two older couples walking in front of somebody, and those two older couples are not locals. There was locals behind them, and they said, "With these people, I expect these people," referring to the locals, "with these people, I was surprised there wasn't more profanity." These people, okay? So now we can get pissed off about it as a local, but here's the problem with that, right? So the locals called them idiots
idiots.
or whatever, right? And then we have the Dems against the Republicans, and it's like, can we've got to find a way because this just can't. There's so much
No.
negativity,
Yep.
and
Hmm.
it's like I think it's a cultural thing, right? So you have, and again, this isn't all locals and this isn't all transplants. It's some
Hmm.
those with the loudest mouths, right?
Yep. That need to get over themselves.
Well, how do you do that though, right?
Well,
So I
that's true.
think,
How do you do it?
how do you do that? So the name calling is a problem. And so then, okay, so we have a lot of the locals that don't want any growth, nothing to happen in town. Here's the problem with that.
Yeah.
The problem with that is that's great. Let's just let the dandelions grow, let all the buildings go to shit, and then we
House-
have nothing. So
Nope.
then we're a
House
desolate
gone.
town. And guess what? Your property taxes, because we don't have more people here, we don't have more businesses here, your
Yep.
property taxes go sky high. We already know that they're high. Well, they're probably going to get higher. Because we haven't raised taxes in 8 years, 6 years, whatever. But when you don't have businesses and things of that nature here,
The town dies. That's just common knowledge, that you have to have that in order to have a town that flourishes. Period.
right? So if you don't have that income, if you don't have people here, your property tax is going to go up. Or even worse yet, so the flip side to that is, or the town just does die and now your property values go down because there's nothing here.
Yep. And the school gone.
Yeah.
So,
So now you have, some will say, and just understand this is what we're hearing.
right.
This, just understand that. So the other side to that is then you have not all of them, the transplants. Again, not my word. Um, that want growth, and it is viewed as you moved from the city and now you want to turn the town into the city. And what's the word that keeps using gentrification? Is
Yeah.
that the
Yeah.
is that the
Yeah.
word? I
I
don't
think
even know if
that's the
that's the
word.
right word.
Sounds like it.
So again, we have said we are all about grants, right? We are all about, but they're not free.
Right.
There's always a taxpayer match to that. It's just never free. And then there is the ongoing expenses that go with that, even like taking out a bond, right? This is what we're leaving for our future generations. So it's like, I feel like grants should be for needs and not necessarily wants.
Right.
So we have this clash of, oh my God, these people want to grow, 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 and turn it into a city. We have these people that like, no, 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 let's just let the dandelions grow. There needs to be a happy
You-
medium there.
yeah. You have to find that middle ground.
So, and let's be honest, everybody wants a grocery store. Let's talk about Hannaford. There were many reasons that Hannaford did not spend tons of money and decided not to do it.
Yep.
DOT was an issue. There was something else that was an issue. But at the end of the day, they did not feel that we had the population
Yep.
to support
Their store.
their store.
Store in this area. Yeah.
And that is the same problem with, wanting a medical facility here, whether it's an urgent care. Look at the imaging center that was at
Yep.
Midtown Mall. They didn't have we don't have the
No.
population to support these businesses. Where is the happy medium? So, what I would like to hear, and what Tammy would like to hear from you, not the negativity, but what do you think the answer to that is? It's not, so, oh, city people need to go back to the city.
Right. Right. Because, that's not going to happen. They have a right to move and live where they want, just like you do, just like I do, But again, also, the people that have lived here their whole lives or generational and whatnot, their opinion, their say should be just as valued as the transplants.
So maybe it's not what we're saying, it's the delivery. Not when I'm not talking about us, I'm talking
Oh, but
about
in general, everybody, yeah.
the collective. Maybe it's not what we say, it's how we say it. Huh. So where is the happy medium? And let's be honest, you want grocery stores, you want pharmacies, you want this, that, and the other thing. You can't have those things without infrastructure. That
Right,
is just the
right,
bottom line.
right.
There are many things that can't come here without municipal water and sewer. And I'm not saying I'm a proponent of that.
Right?
I'm just saying, realistically, there are things that won't come here because they can't because we
No,
don't have the
you can't
infrastructure.
support it. Yep,
Just saying. Um, but everything comes at a cost. So
exactly.
it's hard. Help us help you
Help the town.
with the town. What is the happy medium where maybe we can all agree on it?
Yep.
Just saying. It's disturbing.
It's
So
frustrating
yeah,
because it's been how many years of it, you
it's
know?
getting worse.
And doesn't it get tiring after a while?
But
Aren't you all tired?
yeah, but I get it, right? I get both sides.
Sure. But
But there's got to be a
somewhere,
happy medium. You
yeah,
know, and I don't know what that is. Do you?
no.
Yeah. So there's the little rant about that. So one of the town supervisors that I spoke with yesterday, who works under a county executive, again, not getting into that part of the conversation. Great conversation. They have a full-time bookkeeper, does everything in-house,
Accountant.
no account, which they will be getting somebody. Just the conversation that we had is they do need somebody because I said, does that person do your year-end reports too with the comptroller? The answer was yes. Um, she does everything in-house, writes the checks. One of the things that I noticed on their abstracts with the bills to be paid that are in their supervisor's reports, in the memo section, it is typewritten
What it was for.
what it was for. We don't do that. And that will also be in my letter to the board because I think that's really important.
Yeah.
I mean, I actually think what would be great for us is to actually have the backup paperwork for people to see. Might be a lot of work, but it would make, I mean, I don't know. Because we don't really know what's being paid. You can look at
No.
the general ledger numbers.
Hmm.
The other thing that I found interesting, the only thing I didn't ask is what software program they use, and I'm going to circle back around to that person. Um, their population is about 200 more than us. Granted, they don't have the projects going on that we do, and they actually have money. So I'll be doing more of that legwork, talking to other towns and stuff, and looking at other towns how they do things. Because again, the only thing we do in house is the abstracts, is approving the bills to be paid. Accountant does everything else. That is just a recipe for disaster.
Yep, exactly.
So, and speaking of finances, the year-end reports are not up on the website for 2025 yet. And the cutoff date to get to the comptroller is March 1st. And if you get an extension, it's April 30th. So I'm kind of wondering where those reports are.
Hmm.
And then also in the special town board meeting, the town supervisor asked Pete, our highway supervisor, how much money we got from the insurance company for equipment and how much was spent.
Supervisor didn't know.
I'm going to use the word weird, not in a nefarious way
No,
and
she's
not
being
in a
fair.
snarky way, just to define the word weird here. I find that weird. I feel like, and again, if we were doing things in house, you could push a button and you could see that. I don't know why that information is not readily available. It's weird.
And it stated that the stuff was going to be poured on.
Oh yeah, the other thing is that the back to the park was stated in that meeting that that product was supposed to be poured last Tuesday. And I'm
Mhm.
like, I had to look back to when we did our recording last week
Right.
because Tammy was talking about the two tractor trailers in front of her house. So that product didn't even get delivered until
Till Wednesday
Wednesday, late morning,
afternoon.
early
Yeah.
afternoon.
Yep. Hmm. Yeah, because I sat here for a freaking hours.
Yeah. So there's no snark in this podcast, and there's nothing nefarious, and there's
Nope.
nothing snarky. I just want to state that. And I think that's about it.
You know what? Bottom line is everybody is entitled to their opinion, to voice their opinions. Um, we're all entitled to that. Everybody. If
Yeah.
somebody is taking something so personal and whatnot, then you need to look at yourself for that. That's don't dump it on us because that's not us. You know, we're not out to offend people. We're not out to be rude or disrespectful or insult anyone. We are here just to try and bring forth truthful as we can find information to help this town.
Well, and it also is about putting out information that information is not getting out.
Exactly.
And it was said to me
And
that
what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
nothing, but it has been said to me that we talk about, bringing the community together, but we're negative. It's all negative. And again, that's based on opinion. Here's rule of thumb, and this was really, really, and I still struggle with this, and that's why I have to process things for like 2 days, maybe a week, depending on the situation, to take the emotion out of it. If you're feeling a certain type of way, and this isn't just about this,
No,
you have to take the emotion out of it and not take things personally. Because if we did, holy crap. But you
I
have
can't tell you
to,
how many times Joanna's talked me right off.
I'm really good at psychoanalyzing myself, which is
Oh,
an interesting concept, I might add, but you have to take the emotion out of things because emotion is
mhm,
up for interpretation. And how I feel about something emotionally, you may not feel the same way. So you
right.
have to take the emotion out of it. Because if you're getting angry, that's emotion, right? Take the emotion out of it and then process it. And I've said this before, I have learned over time to think before I speak as best I can. And there have been some things where I had to retype and retype and retype and retype and
Hmm.
retype before a comment got put out or before I sent an email. And I'll let it sit in drafts if I'm doing an email. I do not put anybody's address in just in case I accidentally press send. So I don't put an email address in there. I just let it sit in drafts and I revisit it and revisit and revisit. You've got to learn how to take the emotion out of things and not think that the word weird or the word sketchy, maybe sketchy is not a great word. Maybe we could come up with a different word. Suspect? No, just kidding. Um, that don't necessarily mean to us what it might mean to you because what I have found, if something bothers me, is because I'm taking it the way that I would say it, as opposed to how it's actually meant. So I have to evaluate that. Enough with that rant. So, right is right, wrong is wrong. Most cases, the two of us can give you both sides of the coin. There are things that we're not talking about that people get irritated that we're not talking about, which we will talk about, just not right now.
No, time appropriate is what we'll say.
Right. So just know there's a lot of things going on in the background. I'm talking to a lot of people. I do have, and I should have done it last week. I'd like to say I'm going to do it tomorrow. I probably won't. So, yeah, we have lots of things going on. We do have somebody coming on, I think, the second week in July to talk about an upcoming event in August. She's not camera shy, so that's good. She's not scared.
Yep,
And, even small businesses that we reached out to, they are afraid of the backlash
that's a shame.
from the town. Yeah, it's a shame. But we're working, we're getting things done. Lots, like I said, lots of stuff going on. Research, research, research is my jam. Like I
Yep.
could spend hours, and which is a detriment to my business because I go down rabbit holes that I can't get out of, which just lead
Right,
to more
baby
holes and more
Kirby.
holes.
Said if I ever get a thought in my head and I want something looked into, all I gotta do is make a phone call.
And she did that. She needed me to look up something that had to do with Little League. And I accidentally stumbled upon it looking for something
Oh,
else.
yep.
So that's the way that goes. And yeah, I think that's it. So again, get out Saturday to support the Little League. This is their last
Yes.
game. Those kids work their butts off and they get
They
so
have an
excited.
all-star game, which is the players from, I guess, all the teams that were, but this is the really, for me, this is, for them, this is the championship game. So this is a big deal. It's a big deal. So get out there and support the little ones. When I say they work hard, you'd be blown away. If you come and watch, you'd be very surprised at just how good these kids really are and how hard they really try. And they're funny as heck. They're funny as
Right?
heck too.
So I think that's all we got for today. I have no idea what's going on next week. I'm sure lots of stuff.
I'm sure.
So stay tuned. If you made it this far, thank you. We will see you next week. Have a great weekend.
Yes, everyone. Bye bye.